The tail end of the Eisenhower administration sees the United States being afraid that they're losing ground to the communist Soviet Union. There's a number of incidences that occur. The probably most important is going to be the launch of the satellite Sputnik by the Soviet Unions. Sputnik was just a communications satellite, is only about this big, launched in 1957. And it's really going to mess with the psyche of the United States. The United States is going to panic as a result of the launch of Sputnik into orbit. The idea was that if the Soviet Union was able to launch a communication satellite into orbit, it wouldn't be long before they could put a nuclear warhead onto that missile or rocket, send it into orbit, and drop it anywhere on the planet. So there is this panic that ensues. The United States is going to feel embarrassed, right? It's a blow to United States prestige. We were supposed to be the scientific people. Capitalism was supposed to be the superior system and allowed all these innovations and advancements. So the United States government is going to increase funding for math and science. It's going to develop a new program called the NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. All of this leads to a space race between the Soviet Union and the United States. John F. Kennedy is going to promise a man on the moon in 1960. And within 10 years of promising a man on the moon, we will set foot, Neil Armstrong will set foot on the moon in 1969, fulfilling that Kennedy promise. Unfortunately, this is also going to lead to an arms race, a nuclear arms race, meaning the United States and the Soviet Union are going to keep building bigger and bigger bombs, trying to blow up more and more stuff. We're moved from atomic weapons, which was really powerful, to nuclear weapons, which is exponentially more powerful. Nuclear weapons also that are going to be on more sophisticated delivery devices, which can be, you can have intermediate range ballistic missiles. There's going to be intercontinental ballistic missiles. These are missiles that can be shot from one spot on the planet and drop pretty much anywhere on the globe. There's going to be more sophistication, there's going to be more power, and it's going to lead to this arms race where eventually by the mid-1960s, 1963 in the Cuban Missile Crisis, there are going to be so many nuclear weapons that literally the entire life on the planet could be destroyed through nuclear warfare. Another place the United States feared losing ground was in Berlin. A new Soviet premier, Stalin has died, a new Soviet premier, leader, big president, Nikita Khrushchev has taken over, and Khrushchev, trying to prove his anti-capitalism bona fides, threatens West Berlin. Remember, West Berlin is in that Eastern German territory. And the problem for Khrushchev is that thousands of East Germans were flooding into West Berlin to get to freedom. And the communist system was predicated on the idea that workers would be happiest in a communist system. So when the workers flee the communist East Germany, they are proving the system wrong. So he threatens West Berlin to close it off and to give it back to East Germany. Again, threatening warfare, and the United States fears losing ground there. Most importantly is when communist Fidel Castro takes over Cuba, I didn't write that on there, Cuba, in 1959. Only 60 miles south of the tip of Florida, there's now communist activity in the American hemisphere. Castro overthrew the United States-backed leader Bautista in 1959, setting up a communist tension in the region. Now, the CIA thought they were going to be able to get rid of Castro like they had done in other Latin American countries. It's not going to work, and it's going to be one of the biggest points of embarrassment under the John F. Kennedy administration when he takes over in 1960.